Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and we're going to be doing polenta. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to be doing polenta again. This is the full batch. This is a little bit more complicated. So if you haven't seen the first video, I recommend if you're going to try polenta, do the half batch first. For you whippersnappers out there that want to go full on and try the full on batch, that's what the stars are for. So I'm just playing around with my effects room. I have a whole bunch of different things on there, so let's get rid of them for now because I'm not just having some fun. But anyway, so we're gonna need 2 1/4 cup cornmeal. This is bigger. We're gonna need boiling water, which I will point down in a few minutes. Whisk, wooden spoon, spatula, glass Pyrex dish, and lots of boiling water. We're going to need 6 1/4 cup boiling water. So let me point that down now, which we got. Now, this, if you guys are, this is new and you've never done a full batch, this is going to be like a rodeo show. It is going to take a while. So let's pop that lid off. As soon as we pour the polenta in, while we're whisking it, we're going to not shut the gas oven off. Stove. We're going to turn it to low. And one more thing. If you have an electric stove, which I adore, this is going to be a lot easier. If you don't, and you have a gas oven, like oven stove like I do, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And let's turn that around so I can have a good hold it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour this in a steady stream and whisk it. So already be whisking before you're pouring. And do it fast. Whisk fast. Don't pour fast. Okay. And like a gas oven, you're going to feel the heat rising up the side, which I always hate because here I am whisking this, and there goes some of it over. So whisk that, and your hand's burning at the same time. Oh yeah, and guess what I forgot to do? Turn it down to low, but that's okay. Okay, so it's thickening up. Tap off your whisk, put it in the sink. Here comes the handy dandy wooden spoon. And we're going to keep on stirring this. And stirring. And did I mention we're going to be stirring this even more? So just keep on stirring it. That's the whole point. And it's going to get harder and harder to stir. And if you have lumps in yours, don't worry about it. Big freaking deal. It's like, you won't, when you spread it out on the pan here and you eat it, you won't notice it. Unless you got the size of golf ball lumps. Now in my other video, which is a lot less polenta, I have a method which I stir, which looks like this. And it looks pretty goofy, but it works for me because who wants to be stuck in front of polenta stirring it like this and your arm begins to hurt and it begins to fall off. Another thing, the reason you keep on stirring it is because it spits and it spatters. And the thing is, you don't want any of that hot polenta to burn you, and it burns, believe me. Okay, when you got polenta coming up the sides, real quickly, hit it with a spatula. Go back to stirring. Don't stop stirring. That's the fun part. Just keep on stirring. I feel like I'm making. Now this is the whole batch. It's going to start going over the edges a little bit, depending what kind of pan you have. If you have a real big pot, good, but you need one with a handle so you can hold on. Because if I didn't have a handle on this, and this is going to go all over the place. Oh yeah. Talking, stirring. There we go. Not even taking my own advice. Okay, and don't forget to get the middle every once in a while. So, and now if you dyed this green, it'd be like, like I said before, it's like a witch's brewing pot. You know. So act like you're stirring the cauldron. Hey, that'd be kind of cool to get a little black cauldron, cooking cauldron, put over the stove, like the old kettles they had. That'd be cool. Okay, hit it again, if you want. Now I'm sure if you're in a restaurant and they're making lots of polenta, I'm sure they probably have a one of those mixer machines or something. I have no idea. To check that out. Do they make polenta on mass scale? Okay, you don't get too dizzy watching the spoon go around in circles. This is so much fun. It's like, whoopee, making polenta. How to bore yourself with making polenta. Stare at the spoon going around in circles. Who needs a computer? Just stare at polenta being made. This is like watching. What's more interesting than watching water boil? Stirring polenta. But this gives you the whole enchilada, meaning you're not watching someone say, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, okay, that's done, it's done, and they have polenta, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. They have boiling water, they had cornmeal, and the video fast forward, skip forward, and they have polenta. Well, this way you can see how boring it is listening to me talk about polenta, and you can see how my hand's starting to hurt, because this takes a while. It's a lot longer video than the first one. This is not, oh, and we lost some off the side. So this is why it's fun making polenta in big batches, because you just have to work with it. Whereas when you make a smaller batch, it stays in the pot. I made chili tonight, and I had some leftover polenta, not very much, just a little bit, and I chopped it into cubes, sauteed it up, and put it in some bowls and put the chili over it. It was really delicious. I have to do that again. So, making things. Yes, making things. It's all about making things. Very vague. Just going to say how to make things. When you cook, you always want to think about what you can do with the leftovers. It's all about the leftovers. Never throw leftovers away. That's how you save money. That's how you okay. The polenta's getting to me. Stirring this around in circles is making me lose my mind. And I can see I've already been at this for a while now. And guess what? It keeps on coming. It keeps on going. Video doesn't stop. I wish I could speed this up, but I can't. It's gonna be me rambling about polenta for the next half hour. No. And remember, when you're stirring your cauldron, don't forget to get the middle. And don't forget, when this is done, don't forget to fill this up with water right away after you pour the polenta out. That's polenta, sushi rice. For some reason, have the concrete. You turn into concrete and are really hard to get off. Now, that off. And let's see, I'm losing my words. And I'm going around in circles. Literally. All this important stuff to say before the video, and then when the video starts, then it's caution, do not make polenta and try to do something logical. It feels like I'm making a mess. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm making a huge freaking mess. That's why I don't recommend full batches, but if you want to try it, this is the video for it. It's almost like a porridge. It almost, okay, I know this is out on a limb. If you've gotten this far through the video, wow. Okay. Polenta almost reminds me of, see? Polenta reminds me of polenta. Of tofu. In a way, and it doesn't make any sense, but the reason it reminds me of tofu is because tofu, it absorbs the flavor of what you eat it with. So if you want to eat tofu with stir fry, you cook it with a stir fry, you cook it with all kinds of sorts of ways. It adapts to whatever you're eating, so it takes on the flavor. And polenta is kind of like that, because whatever you add to it or whatever you put it in, it does the same thing. So this is kind of like Italian tofu of polenta. And my arm is starting to hurt, and I look like, this is the part where it looks like you're murdering scrambled eggs. It's like I got a big pot of scrambled eggs, and it's just, it's horrendous. 13 minutes. We're at 13 minutes right now. Not maybe 12 minutes from the beginning of this. And you can see why making a full batch is a horrendous ordeal. Now if you're a professional cook, maybe you got a better way of doing this, but I only got this little pan, and some people have different shaped pans, and we're going to stop it. Or try to stop it.